Hey everyone, and welcome to today's video. In this video, we'll be exploring the top 10 must-read books for anyone interested in political science. These timeless classics have shaped our understanding of politics, power, and society, and continue to be relevant today. So let's get started. First on our list is The Republic by Plato, written around 375 BC. In this groundbreaking work, Plato explores the concept of justice and the ideal state. Through a series of dialogues, he presents his vision of a society divided into three classes: the rulers, the guardians, and the producers. Plato argues that the ideal state is one governed by philosopher kings who possess the wisdom and knowledge to rule justly. Next up is Politics by Aristotle, written around 350 BC. In this comprehensive treatise, Aristotle examines the nature of political systems and the various forms of government. He argues that the best form of government is one that serves the common good and allows citizens to live virtuous lives. Aristotle's ideas have had a lasting impact on political thought and continue to be studied and debated today. Another classic work is The Prince by Niccolò Machiavelli, written in 1513. In this controversial work, Machiavelli offers advice to rulers on how to acquire and maintain power. He argues that the ends justify the means, and that a ruler must be willing to use any means necessary to achieve their goals. While some have criticized Machiavelli's ideas as immoral, his work remains a classic of political philosophy. Moving on, we have Leviathan by Thomas Hobbes, published in 1651. In this influential work, Hobbes argues that the natural state of humanity is one of war and conflict, and that the only way to achieve peace and stability is through a strong, centralized government. He advocates for a social contract in which individuals surrender their rights to a sovereign authority in exchange for protection and security. Another important work is The Second Treatise of Government by John Locke, published in 1689. In this work, Locke argues for the natural rights of individuals and the importance of limited government. He believes that the purpose of government is to protect the rights of citizens, and that citizens have the right to overthrow a government that fails to do so. Locke's ideas were instrumental in shaping the American and French revolutions. Next up is On Liberty by John Stuart Mill, published in 1859. In this classic work, Mill argues for the importance of individual liberty and the dangers of tyranny of the majority. He believes that society should allow individuals to pursue their own interests and desires, as long as they do not harm others. Mill's ideas have had a significant impact on modern liberal thought. Another influential work is The Communist Manifesto by Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels, published in 1848. In this revolutionary work, Marx and Engels argue that the history of society is a history of class struggle, and that the capitalist system is inherently exploitative. They call for the overthrow of the bourgeoisie and the establishment of a communist society in which the means of production are owned and controlled by the working class. Moving on, we have Democracy in America by Alexis de Tocqueville, published in 2 volumes in 1835 and 1840. In this masterpiece, Tocqueville provides a detailed analysis of American democracy and its strengths and weaknesses. He argues that the success of American democracy is due to its emphasis on equality, individual liberty, and civic participation. Tocqueville's insights remain relevant to this day. Another important work is The End of History and the Last Man by Francis Fukuyama, published in 1992. In this controversial work, Fukuyama argues that the end of the Cold War marked the triumph of liberal democracy and the end of ideological struggle. He believes that liberal democracy represents the final form of human government, and that the future will be characterized by the spread of democratic values and institutions. Finally, we have The Clash of Civilizations and the Remaking of World Order by Samuel P. Huntington, published in 1996. In this influential work, Huntington argues that the primary source of conflict in the post-Cold War world will be cultural and religious differences between civilizations. He identifies 7 or 8 major civilizations and argues that the clash between them will shape the future of global politics. So there you have it, the top 10 must-read books in political science. Thanks for watching and happy reading!